Hey guys, bit of an update for you all. So I have recently received a message from a guy called Una who works for Maxpeedingrods, and they've decided that they want to work with me, which is fantastic. This will be my first sponsorship deal, and they've got a couple of parts that they wanted to send out to me. So they wanted to send out some of their tools and also some of their coilovers. Now, Maxpeedingrods is one of the big hitters on the conrod scene, along with a couple of other big companies. They are good for big power. They also do some of the sort of the entry-level coilovers and a bunch of other parts. They've got a fantastic range for a huge number of cars. So I said to them, oh, I haven't got any coilovers currently for the Fiesta ST. I said, how about I do an unboxing and then I fit them and I do a torture test and I break it down according to value for money, overall performance, fun factor, durability, stuff like that. And we revisit them after a couple of track days, and I give an honest opinion because they are a lower end one. However, some people aren't able to spend £1,000. So big thank you to Maxpeedingrods for this. Very kind of them to do my first sponsorship deal. Now, in here we find, stick that out of the way, front shocks, adjustability on ride height, front springs, adjustable lower rear caps, rear shocks and rear springs. Also, somewhere or another, let me just have a quick look. I can't remember where I put them. Oh yeah, adjust spanners, C-spanners. So, these are your rears. They're a little bit fatter, as you can see. These are, on the rear, they are a separate cap to, a separate spring to shock setup. So the shock will not go through these. The springs will sit in front of the shock, and they will sit with one of these caps that you can adjust the height. I'm probably going to go as low as possible. I'm also going to fit Ford KA rubbers. I can't remember what they're called. They're like the bushing that goes underneath this. Yeah, so you got an all right sort of unit here. Obviously, that's where it goes into the hub. And you've got bits to hold your brake cables and ABS cables and whatnot. There's your height adjustment, and you just on these you use the original top hats. So these aren't adjustable by anything except height, and that is literally just done by your your upper and your locker. So that's the one that sits on the spring, and that just locks into it when you're done. One thing I always recommend with coilovers, especially with the lower end ones, huge amount of copper grease on the splines. They're not splines, threads. Huge amount of copper grease on the threads, just to make sure that they don't seize up, and potentially one of your sort of spring bags. You can get bags to keep the weather out, because just the seals on them are a little bit lower quality. But then what do you expect when these are 180 odd quid and the KWBC ones etc are £1,000? So are you getting a fifth of the quality overall, or are you getting are you getting a fifth of the quality, or are you getting a little bit better? Because if you are, then these prove themselves for those of us who aren't completely track orientated, that these might actually be a better option.
Hey, are you trying to disturb me while I'm making a video? Hey, yeah, sheepish now, aren't you? Hey, you cutie.
Kids, who would have them? Hey. I've also received another package which I'm going to unbox in a minute, and that's another sponsorship for Dior, I believe. I believe that is a brake vacuum pump, but I'm going to deal with this child first. So yeah guys, let's break down this next package. So my next part from Maxpeedingrods that they've sent me, which is very kind of them. This is less interesting but just as useful. This is a brake bleeding pump, so you can either link it to your airline or you can manually pressurize it, and that will help you be a one-man band when it comes to bleeding your brakes, which is going to be something that's very important, because I'm going to do a brake fluid change for some racing fluid on the Fiesta pretty soon, and I'm also going to be changing the calipers from the Clio 172 onto the Laguna, which means I'm going to be breaking the lines down, changing the brake lines and calipers, which means putting air in the system, which means bleeding them out, along with obviously putting racing fluid in. So again, thank you very much for Maxpeedingrods for sending this lovely piece of kit. So yeah, guys, I just thought I'd do a real quick update on what's going on. I've got a sponsorship deal, which is fantastic, isn't it, eh? It's a fantastic thing for a small channel to receive a sponsorship of any kind, let alone someone that's going to give free car parts. So yeah, that's going to be a future episode probably in October, when I've got a bit of free time. On the Fiesta ST, I'll fit them up and I'll do somewhat of a torture test on them. I might get a track day booked in. If not, I'll just do a road test on it. And yeah, as for the brake pump, I'll do a little breakdown, as it were, of how to use it, because I've been contacted. Oh, hello, mate. Because I've been contacted by Maxpeedingrods saying, could you please let people know how to use it, because a lot of people are complaining that it's not working, and when they're explained to how it works, it then works. So yeah, it's a beard. You have to wait. You're a bit young, okay? Anyway, I just thought I'd do a little quick update and let you know what's going on. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.